Hello, we're going to talk about the career interest today. This is what you're going to be doing in class, so pay attention to this video. You can watch it again if you have any questions. This is a really basic introduction. If you have more complex questions, you need to come and talk to me, or if I'm not available, you need to email me, or since I'm using Twitter, you can tweet me at TeacherManDave. Okay, so to begin with, we need to talk about what the purpose of this essay is. The basic thing that we're trying to get at here is this is an introduction to your research paper. So because this is the introduction to the research paper for your senior project, we need to actually explain why you want to look into this field. Explain why you want to pursue this career. Because there has to have been something that has pushed you in this direction, whether that be a family friend, somebody in your family, something that you've done extracurricularly, something that has made you interested in this career. The length is going to be 4 paragraphs. The thing that we're going to take out of this, which is typically in a 5 paragraph essay, is going to be the conclusion. There's no conclusion in this part of the essay because this is just the introduction. If we have that conclusion in there, it's going to confuse things later. So, no conclusion in this essay. The first paragraph is going to be your introduction. The next 3 paragraphs are going to be body paragraphs. So, once again, introduction, body paragraph, body paragraph, body paragraph. In the introduction, there are going to be between 3 and 5 sentences. Technically, your hook could be a little bit longer, your background could be a little bit longer, but 3 sentences is going to be your minimum. The hook. The purpose of the hook is to engage the reader, to entice the reader. Now, I'm going to have to read roughly 50 of these. So, if I'm bored after reading 2 or 3 essays and I still have not just your class, but the other classes' essays to grade, I'm not going to want to do it. I'm going to start grading a little bit more strictly, and that's not going to help you. So start with a strong hook. Background. This is going to explain anything that you won't discuss later in the essay. It can connect back to the hook, like I will show you in my example, but the big thing about background is you can't just have the hook and the thesis. You need to have more information to show that you understand what you're going to talk about in your essay. The thesis. This is pretty much a prescription for what I want you to write. You're going to start out with, I plan on pursuing the blank career because. Really simple. So I plan on pursuing the pharmaceutical career. I plan on pursuing the nursing career. I plan on pursuing uh, a career as a mechanic. You can mix that a little if you need to, because this is going to be what your first body paragraph is going to be about, second body paragraph, third body paragraph. So these are going to be the main points that you're going to want to argue in your entire essay. This is an example of an introduction that I wrote about me. So, my hook. I chose something called a shocking statement. You can also have something like a statistic, but remember, if you use a statistic, you're taking that from a direct source, so I'm looking for in-text citation and a works cited page if you're using a statistic. You can also use personal story. You can use a question, but I don't like them. So if I see a question at the beginning of the essay, I feel that they're childish. So probably don't go with a question. So my big ones are a statistic, a shocking statement, or a quote. Background. Most people look in the sky and just see clouds. Now, notice I added the word just. This is a rough draft. I know there will need to be things that need to be fixed. And I can see I need to add that adverb. So when we think about this background, this connects to the way that my brain works. This connects to the way that I function. So I'm a weird person. I know not everybody looks in the sky and sees anything more than just an accumulation of water, and that is going to rain again later. I'm weird. So this is what I do see. When I see a sky full of interesting clouds, I can spend hours creating stories from the images I find in these clouds. It is this need to find stories from nothing that has led me to be an avid reader and an English teacher. I could have chosen hundreds of stories that I could have put in here, but I thought that this example would connect with readers better than some of the other things, because everybody's looked at a cloud and seen like a duck or something. So that's something that could make a connection that means that my reader will be more interested. Thesis. I'm interested in pursuing a career in secondary English education because, and remember, uh, where the commas are, that's where your body paragraphs are going to have a break there. So my first body paragraph is going to be about I enjoy analyzing literature. My second body paragraph is going to be about how I enjoy writing. My third body paragraph is going to be about how I enjoy finding creative solutions to educational issues. As I said earlier, I only wrote one of my body paragraphs, so we'll have that as an example. You need to understand that after that first body paragraph, which is about analyzing literature, I would have to talk about writing and finding creative solutions to educational issues after that. So, this is going to be my hook for my first body paragraph, which I'm realizing now that I said hook and not topic sentence. Forgive me, this should have been topic sentence there. I'm pursuing the secondary English education career because I enjoy analyzing literature. That comes directly from my thesis statement. That's what I want you to do. The concrete detail connects back to the hook. This supports that statement. If it does not support your topic sentence, it does not need to be in this paragraph. My love of analyzing literature began in first grade when I began to read. Now, y'all understand that first grade, I've already talked about this in class, and um, this is a connection that I have. It took me longer to learn how to read than the rest of my class, but but when I knew how, once again, I need to revise, I was hooked. I found myself not merely enjoying stories like the BFG by Roald Dahl, but I needed to understand why the characters were doing what they did. This isn't what a normal first grader does. In first grade, you're just happy that you can read the book. I went to the library, I picked up a bunch of books, and I lived the lives that the characters lived in the books. This is what leads you to become an English teacher. This is my second concrete detail. You will notice it connects back to my topic sentence of liking to analyze literature. In 10th grade, I was introduced to authors that use their writing as social commentary. So, this is a pretty big idea, but this is what I really like about reading. So, this is a really strong point for me. The commentary. My favorite author in this unit was George Orwell, and the book is 1984. That connects back to the concrete detail. Y'all are pretty much getting it at this point. My 10th grade teacher, Miss Allen, forced us to go deep into these texts to understand what was being said and, more importantly, what the author left unsaid. So, I provided commentary, I provided analysis. I'm not just stating things over and over again. Do not just state something that is completely obvious. Like, I know I got a lot of essays last semester that said, I enjoy reading books because I read a lot of books. That's infantile, don't do it. So, my closing sentence, I'm tying it all together. I plan on teaching as many books that use social commentary within my own classroom to help my students have similar epiphanies as I did with Orwell's novel. So, I tied both of my points together in the end and actually answered the so what question. So, why is this point important? Why did I need to write this paragraph? Formatting. We've already talked about formatting, but remember, you need to have a header, which is your last name and the page number up in the top right hand corner. And follow the rest of this. You can look at this at your leisure. If you need help with MLA formatting, watch the following video from Purdue's online writing lab or OWL. I'm going to make sure and put this PowerPoint and video on eChalk, or at least a link up there. It's going to be about 12 minutes. I hope this has been helpful. If this has not, let me know and I can try and explain things in a different way so I can try and get you where you need to be. Thanks.